Is a crankbait the same as a chatterbait? Is a chatterbait same as a jig? Is a jig the same as the Alabama? They're all different. And in finesse fishing, they're all different based on the motion or the movement of the bait. That's so important. So as you learn about these techniques, these different techniques, from shaky head to Ned rig to wacky rig to chicken rig to Nico to tube to MJ rig to all of them, whatever, tightlining, spine rig. It makes you crazy. There's too many. But every one of them move a little different. They all have a different motion and movement in the water. And that's what's going to trigger the bite. That's the last piece of the puzzle. When you're out there and you can't get a bite on anything, and you go to finesse fishing and you start trying these different techniques, and when you find the one that triggers those fish by the bait's movement, you catch them. When nobody else does, you will catch them. That's what's the beauty of this, whatever you want to call this little tiny fairy wand, sissy stick, spinning rod, whatever you want to call it. It's the beauty of this thing is that you can get these fish to bite. We're gonna hit on these, and then when we're done these, I want to make sure we get through these. When we're done these, we'll try to chunk out some more, and then I'll open it up to some questions. Okay? All right. Let's start with this one. Let's start with. Give me the next slide, Bill. I think. What do we start with? Chicken rig. The chicken rig. How many people have heard of or used the chicken rig? Let's see. Keep your hand up for a second. Hold on. No. That's coming later. Hold on. Okay, about 10 people. All right. Let me ask this question. How many people have heard of the Nico rig? Almost the whole room. So the chicken rig is a adaptation, is a modified Nico rig. The chicken rig, and we're going to go through the whole thing, how to rig it, how to use it, and all that stuff. The chicken rig is a Nico rig that you can fish more weedless and snagless. Even with the Nico rig hook that has the little, you know, the Nico rig hook that Jordan used to win the Classic that has the little fiber guard thing on it? Even that gets snagged a lot, right? Because it's got two 50-pound guards on it, but you'll get that snagged a lot. That's hard to fish through grass, that one, right? Gets snagged on dock posts. So this chicken rig is a Nico rig that we're going to be able to fish anywhere. Any form of cover, wood, grass, rocks, logs, shopping carts, trash bags. And it's not going to get hung up. It's not going to get snagged, okay? So it's a modification of the Nico rig. Like the Nico rig, the chicken rig is going to do something that is so unique in this finesse presentation. And in a lot of these finesse presentations, remember, everyone's different. Everyone, the bait's going to move a little different, right? On this one, I had a time in my life where I'd rather fish cold, muddy water than suspended fish. But when I started tightlining, that changed my mind on how to catch fish. Tightlining is also called, in the northern part of the country, they call it moping. I don't know where that name came from. They also call it Demiki rig. Demiki rig's the name of the brand, right? But it's also called Demiki rig. But tightlining is a super cool technique where we're going to be able to present a bait to fish that are off the bottom, and we're going to get them to eat. 100% in my finesse fishing, tightlining has been the answer to those fish when you can't catch them any other way, and they're off the bottom, a foot to 2-3 foot off the bottom to halfway in the water column. Using this tightlining technique, we'll catch them, okay? Tightlining or the spine rig technique. Let's look at these components real quick, and then I'll double back and talk a little bit about the fall. A lot of good jig heads to fish with tightlining. Here's the only thing, get whatever jig head you want. The only thing that I'm asking you to do for me is get a jig head, very, very natural imitation of bait fish or a shad dying. When a shad and a bait fish dies, you know, something's wrong, it's injured, it's dying of natural causes. It doesn't go, It's not how a bait fish dies. Bait fish dies, he's sort of messed up. And you ever see him? You ever see the shad dying? Especially in the cold. They're kind of like, oh, something wrong with me. Oh, God. No, maybe I'm okay. No, I'm not. Oh, God. Do I have life insurance? And they spiral. They sort of go like that. So that's a really natural movement on the fall. So I'll make that cast. I'll let it fall on a semi-slack line. And when I know those fish are in that area, if I've marked them, after I make that cast, this is going to sound crazy, I'm moving the trolling motor to that bait as it's falling. I'm moving it to the bait as it's falling. Still falling. I'm still maintaining that semi-slack line. I'm following it as it goes down, and boom, it hits the bottom. Then when that bait hits the bottom, I'm going to reel it up to the level of the fish. And it's, if you're on the super technical side, you know it because you've seen them on your graph. You know they're in 20 foot, in 30, 20, they're in 20 foot of water in 30, so they're 10 up. So I get it, and I'll reel it up, and I'll stop it, and here we go. And a lot of times by this point now, as I head it to the bait, now I'm right over the fish. I see them. There they go. And my bait's at the level of the fish. And this is the great part about this technique.
It's Mike Iaconelli. This is Bass U TV.
Here's what's awesome about Bass U TV.
You get the top instructors.
You will learn things at Bass U that you will learn nowhere else.
We take the mystery and the myths out of bass fishing.
Real tools that help you catch more fish consistently.
At Bass U TV, shoes are optional.
And I like turtles.
And that's why you want to check out Bass U TV.
Join the Bass U family.
Welcome to Bass U TV.